Hang on, let me see. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on with the sound. Sorry about that, everybody. Check, check, check. Can you guys hear me now? You guys can hear us now, probably. Okay. So, Joe, you want to pretend to start over so I can reset this thing. We're gonna do a pretend start over here. Okay.
Yeah, do it.
Can you guys hear us now? Can't hear. Let's wait for them to tell us they can hear us before we start
You
again.
hear us now?
No, they can't hear us now. They're like, shut up, you guys. I don't want loud and clear. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about the bad technical difficulties. But we're gonna pretend we're starting over here. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. This is The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 1, Future Days. And we're back. And
Yes.
And I forget what my fun joke was about something big, but something big is back too. Joe Dirty Locks. Welcome back to the show, Joe.
Good to be back. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. So we're coming back with The Last of Us. It's been like 2 or 3 years. I don't know how long it's been. It's so long in between these seasons. It's long. It's flopping around. That's where I was. Long and flopping around, just like Joe. And I was saying to Tony on the earlier pre-show, and if people don't check that out, Tony goes live at 7 o'clock every week before the episode. So make sure you check that out. I'm going to pop over there as well. Teflon TV. Subscribe over there. But I was saying to Tony that there's very few things I can sort of confidently get you out of podcasting retirement or hiatus for, and The Last of Us is one of them, because there are several franchises that I know are some of your favorite. And would you say it's safe to say that The Last of Us is on that list with like Babylon 5 and some of the other things that some of your Joe's favorite things?
Right, like sci-fi, let's go Babylon 5. That's my top sci-fi TV series. The Last of Us, top video game franchise. Yeah, absolutely.
So
there's no story I've seen that's better, even comes close to being as good.
Now, do you mean as a video game or just in general?
Video game series.
But you mean not as in general? Like, okay, so
the franchise would include the television shows, I guess, now at this point, because I said franchise, right? So no, it does not. The video game section of this franchise, so the original works, I guess, I am a huge fan of.
Okay, before we go too far down this road into tonight's episode, I do want to say hello to our people that are joining us in the live Mother chat.
I want to make the point too. I think that Hollywood is allowed to influence the storytelling of this too much.
Okay, we're going to get into that in a second here, Joe. I just want to welcome some of our friends. We got John Haymaker, we got Phantom D Saint, we got Debbie, Bebby, we got Loner Incognito, we got everyone's toast and whiskey in there. We got Mark A. Houston, who is not rushing the process. We've got, who else we got in there? We got, Raymond. We got Jackie C. We got Mika. Thank you so much, Mika, for that dime bag of support. And thank you, John Haymaker, for that dime bag of support. And we appreciate that. And we'll roll it on up for you. And thank you for that super chat donation as well. Glad you're muted. Okay, we're back. Thank you for letting us know. And Joe, so building on what you were saying there, and everyone, the phone lines are open all night. Feel free to call in or text in 781-990-8509 with your thoughts. But Joe, so all that being said, what you were saying about the Hollywood thing with your favorite story, is this a case, looking back on season 1, of you're holding the doll of The Last of Us and tell me where Hollywood touched the doll? Like,
it's very easy to see where Hollywood left its fingerprints all over it. They said to themselves, listen, and I don't know if this is exactly right, and I know if you read any articles about it or interviews with them, with the creators, the people that turned the game into the show, which is one of the creators of the game too, I forget his name.
Craig?
That's going to really fucking...
Is it Craig something? Craig? Neil?
Neil...
Not Neil, Duck.
Druckmann. And it's... So he did both the video game and he does the show, but there's certain... I think they had a conversation and they sat him down specifically and said, no, listen, You come from video games. You do video games and you do that great. You did it the best. But we have to do certain things to make a TV show, or your audience is going to feel lost, like they're not sure what they're. You don't want to do this to your audience. You need to have, that whole. They changed things specifically for the show.
You mean like the
They
spores and people not wearing masks and shit like that?
Spores, people not wearing masks, the shit that went down that was supposed to be in Philadelphia that took place in Kansas City instead, with what's her name from Charlie, 2.5 Men, like
Shauna from Yellow Jackets. Shauna from Yellow Jackets.
I would have really liked to. I liked the way they did the episode in Lincoln Concord area, with
Bill.
With Bill, but I would have liked to have seen, and it's okay that they changed it because it adds a different perspective. It didn't change the story, that particularly. But they take away so much.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They took away so much of what this game is about. The brutality of it all. And like so far still, now we have in episode 1, we have a TV trope going on. It's been 5 years and Ellie's tough.
Okay.
Like, even though we've seen nothing of her getting tough.
We see a scene of it. We saw a scene.
Scared ass fucking moments where she was all brave and smart.
This didn't take long.
But we really never saw any of her development. We're just doing the look. Here it is. She and that's why. Never mind. It was a question you asked me off air, and I want to write it down because this is a good point.
Write it down for next time, because there's certain things we're not going to talk about tonight. Keep spoilers for the game, please, out of the chat, because there are some people that are watching this for the first time.
This was an appearance issue you asked me about.
Okay, yeah, no, is that why? No, we can talk about this. We can absolutely talk about this, and we're going to get into a recap of this, and everybody.
Well, that's why they changed the way
Abby looks.
Abby is going to look, is because
Abby looks skinnier than
much
Ellie.
Smaller frame than her video game counterpart.
But she looks much smaller frame than Ellie.
And she's the same size roughly as Ellie. She looks like she might be a little bigger, but roughly the same size.
I don't know. I'd have to see them next to each other. I'm not sure if she looks bigger.
But one of her, like, that girl's story, obviously, I'm not about to ruin. We know that she's after Joel. She says it right in the episode 1. And then at the end of episode 1, it comes back and they're overlooking what we assume is Ellie and Joel's town there, right? Our community.
Wyoming, something Wyoming.
Jackson, yep. So we know right there, she's been waiting for this for 4 years. She's been going for this for 4 years. In the game, like, this is something that she takes so seriously that she prepares for, and we don't have to see her training because we know, and we do get to see a little bit of it, but we know this is what's driving her, and there's nothing that's going to stop her. And this guy that she's going after is the only guy responsible for the 19 bodies that those kids just fucking buried. So she's not going into this like, oh, I'm going to be able to take this guy, which is everything we've seen from fucking Ellie. Right? We don't get any of game 1 video game where she has to fucking perform, where you have to play as her and do brutal fucking shit to both zombies and monsters and to fucking people, right? Like, this is something we don't get in season 1, right? But what this girl, what we did get was, we saw what Joel did. Joel single-handedly walked through and killed 19 fucking fireflies and the doctors and nurses in that fucking place.
Yeah, he went full Jack Bauer.
Right. So the person that's in her mind for the last 4 years is a fucking monster himself. So she takes that and it completely distorts everything about the way she lives and what she does and how she goes about it, to the point where she is physically large, strong.
Yeah,
Cut,
she's going
defined,
through
and
like
soldier
Rocky
to go.
montages. Yeah, she's going through Rocky.
Completely for the last 4 years,
Yeah,
right? But what do we like, Ellie? Like she's having a 19-year-old temper tantrum, like the fucking therapist says,
like Kevin
right? But we're
McAllister's
supposed to
mother says.
believe because of her training, where this big guy pulled one punch that he landed and like tossed her once, that she's ready to go.
She's Arya Stark now.
Right.
She's full
Like
Arya versus Brienne.
so. Like there's certain problems here that the nuances that is getting TV landed and things taken out of the game that do not make this series anywhere near what it was in the playable
and
form.
is that and which was going to be my general question
in the storytelling.
So when it comes to not even getting into this episode yet, which we did, but that's okay. You have a general same feeling about season one. Like season one, that's your feeling of the overall thoughts of the way they delivered season one going into season two. You feel like they hit on a couple points, but Hollywood fucked with it a bit too much, made it a bit too dramatic. It caved away from the violence a little bit, maybe.
I think Druckmann played it safe. And instead of having the balls he had to put out the game that he put out, instead of having those balls, he allowed himself to be talked into doing what the professionals are telling him he needs to do to make this the best series.
The best TV
and
sort of thing.
The best TV series. And I think that this may have been a case in point where him standing up and saying, no, I understand, but no.
I'm doing my story.
We need it to be as violent and as gory. This is HBO. We don't have to play up the drama on everything.
Like you guys started out with Oz. Like there's no more gory than Oz. I mean, we can't go worse than that. So Joe, going in here, do you expect it to be more of what you hope in this next season? Coming now after this first episode.
Of course, I hope there's more of what I hope.
Okay.
Do I expect more of what I hope? No, I expect to be disappointed, to be let down.
You expect to come here every week and be a little underwhelmed.
Listen, I'll tell you this. I've been excited. I even watched over the week the first 5 episodes of season 1 again.
Oh wow, well, that's better than I did.
And right.
And I was watching Yellow Jackets. I was sick.
And here's the thing. Like I was genuinely, even though I was watching it again, I wasn't feeling the same way because I had already felt it. I had already felt like, right. Oh, this was disappointing. And I was watching it for what it was. And for what it was, it felt like
good, bad TV?
Yes, it felt like good, bad TV. And so that's my expectation level.
Like the later seasons of Sons of Anarchy, good, bad TV. Like it's still okay, but you got a few but there's too much Gemma mixed in or something.
I gotta argue. I go back and try to watch the first season of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, the first one's the worst. You can't get past the Jax.
I'm like, this is the Jax walk, right?
Yeah, the Jax walk is tough.
That's fucking awful.
The Jax walk is tough.
Past the first 10 minutes is like, oh my god, what is this?
The second season's when it gets back. Okay, let's get into the live chat. I want to get what some of the people watching think. Jay Sleek says, "Welcome, Jay Sleek. Ellie getting on my nerves already in episode 1."
Yeah, very much.
Jen Hack, good to see Jen Hack. After this episode, I wish Dina was the main character instead of Ellie. Turkish says, Joe and Phil, when do you blah 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 blah? Keep that one out of the chat right now. Like I think he didn't want the show to be as good as the game, says Fandom, with a little bit of conspiracy theory stuff. Tracy says the season 1 was trash. I love that. She's not buff enough, says Jackie C.
She really isn't. She really isn't. Like, I don't think the actress casting is bad in the way she looks like her face, I guess, in like my memory. I can go there, but like I have been watching with an eagle eye women on television and movies and sports that, and I'm thinking the whole time like, oh, maybe they should offer this person that role, like since the last season, waiting for this, right? And I got to tell you this, I've seen a few who I've been like, this is a woman that could play play Abby.
Like an MMA boxer or a WWE kind of person.
Right. But here's the thing, like, want the acting to suffer to get
No,
that
the acting
look
is more
right.
important. The acting is more
And,
important. But so far,
and,
what I've seen, I don't see the menace that I've heard. But we're going to get into this when we get into
and
the episode.
one of the things too that is worth pointing out is we know that there are many different ways to hurt people without being big,
Yep.
without being a fucking The Rock or a Cena or something
I
like
mean,
that,
the
right?
Rock,
Or The Mountain.
the Rock is
Like,
beating you with bad acting anyway. I mean, that's what.
right. Like we see The Mountain go down by someone much smaller than him
Hey,
for a
Joel.
minute.
Hey, Joel, right? Like
Right?
Joel, right?
Right, for more than a minute. So like, but
We saw Ellie take down a giant.
and right, so you know,
No, you never can tell. Yeah, Dave,
that's the Hollywood we're gonna stretch. That's the Hollywood we're gonna stretch.
stretch it out, baby.
Like there's already enough you got to stretch, right? Zombies, mushroom virus,
Yeah.
all this shit,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah, it's just another thing. Brandon says, fun fact: Gustavo Santaolalla made a cameo appearance. Who created the Last of Us soundtrack? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. When
he did. Who was he? Where was he?
I'm not sure. We'll see.
Probably in the
In the group in the town. In
the dance.
Or I was gonna say either the dance or the town. The Bill and Ted guys. The circle that Tommy was in. All the elders of the town or something like that.
Yeah.
He could have been an elder. Oh, we got the one and only, the amazing co-host.
I watched, dude. You would find on YouTube. You can find I'm sure you can find it. Is a video of him making the soundtrack for The Last of Us, and it's fucking awesome, Phil.
Oh, I will definitely check that out.
I think out of like the kind of like commentary and shit and all the stuff that you watch about the makings and shit, this is one that I think you would find. Now, I think you would end up really liking this guy.
Now, Joe, we have the amazing Red Lipstick Club. Anna's in the live chat.
Thank you for pointing that out. Who pointed that out? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you about that.
No.
But who pointed that out? That's great. Thank you for pointing that out, because the soundtrack in the game and the soundtrack in the show so far is absolutely amazing. I love the guitar. Fucking The Walking Dead stole it in their last couple of seasons, knowing that The Last of Us was coming out. They tried to beat him to that punch on the television, where it was such a big impact in the games and shit. Like, really, like I pointed that out when we were watching the Walking Dead.
And it was Brandon who pointed that out.
Thank you, Brandon.
Anna says this is the second time they've casted a woman in a militia leading role that wasn't believable. Catherine, 2.5 Men, Shauna from Yellow Jackets. It was the other one. And
I agree. I don't like Tara. I'm sorry, but I didn't like her in True Blood. I don't like her in this. She doesn't have what it takes for me.
Is that who Abby is?
No, it's the Joel's brother's wife.
Oh, Joel's sister-in-law. Okay. So
yeah, sister-in-law, thank you.
Bro produced the soundtrack like the Rhett was Deuces, Caleb. I don't want to waste any more time, Joe, because I feel like we've talked about the foreplay enough. You were excited going into the season because you were hoping you could kind of just almost blind yourself.
I had a genuine excitement just for it to be back.
Okay, so going in before, no spoiler to how you're feeling, even though I already kind of know. But so all of that being said, going into this episode, you're genuinely excited. Let's find out what Joe thought about the episode when we get into our recap.
Rockstar.
Okay, Joe, I haven't done that in a while, so I gotta make it like
I couldn't do that if you paid me, dude. I had to go in for shots, cortisone. That didn't work, so they tried a different one.
My back hurt. Oh,
Yeah,
There's only so many recaps I have left in me, Joe. But we'll keep it going where we go. The poor plushies. The plushie is dirty now. It's a dirty plushie. I don't know how Joe feels about that because his
dirty.
No, I was gonna say his wife's hand's been in that puppet.
Yeah.
Or his girlfriend.
So it is a dirty.
I guess it is a dirty. It's been Katie Crow soiled. Okay, so thank you so much.
Speaking of which, her birthday is in 1 hour and 18 minutes.
Big happy birthday to Katie Crow, and
that's not for an hour. She doesn't get that in another hour and 18 minutes.
Oh, you're holding it. You're holding that close to your heart, like your fucking deep soul right there. I like how they introduces AAJAS says, I like how they introed Abby's motivation immediately instead of making it a surprise. I did like how they did that. I like the introduction to her. The problem is I just didn't buy the performance as much, but that could be on me, and I'll kind of live to let the.
Not on you. That's not on you. That's not on you, Phil. I wasn't buying that these 5 kids just buried 19 people.
No, I didn't. They didn't look like that. Like I like where they introduced that into the story. It made more sense, but I feel like all that performances was a little bit too like I just didn't buy any of those actors' performances. They didn't seem like they had dealt with a huge trap. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna get to it in a minute. But
sure, you guys are mad and you're exhausted, but like
they're not gonna. Not that they're so mad they can't take it anymore.
And here, you know what, Phil, I'm in that group of 5 of us, right? And they're like, one of them is like, my daddy's there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not burying 19 fucking people. Daddy's right here, Phil.
Oh, well, we got Papa Bear Larry who's stepping on it here. He's not dealing with that stuff. I've heard. Let's continue here. Happy birthday to Joe's very dirty girlfriend. Oh, hey now. She doesn't want to hear that. But yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's.
She can hear it. She can hear it in the other room. Believe me, because I can hear it in the other room.
Perfect then. So let's continue. No, it's Freddie from Freddie Got Fingers. The Abby actor's a bit wooden, says Turkish. Jay Sleek says it's a line from the game. Happy birthday to the Katie Crow. We got a membership donation from Sonic, your boy. I am the backwards man. Thank you, Sonic, your boy, for becoming a member. Jackie C saying the poor plushies, and I'm sorry. But then we got Tracy in the live chat. I saw Tracy earlier. I forgot to say hi. Caleb, Brian, Durham, bro produced that soundtrack like Ren was doing. Yeah, I absolutely have to check that out. Joe looks a lot better. I think it was his old camera. Yeah, he does. The cell phone camera actually looks a lot better than his old camera. It's a lot clearer. We need to get you like your phone works great. We just have to get and you sound good now. Now that the show's actually started, I don't even like hear it too bad that you're on your phone, so it's not too bad.
Thanks.
But I mean, the computer's easy, so you can have the chat up and you can look at people and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But we can get you an updated webcam at some point. Okay, so because
I might just use the phone for it and then just turn on my computer for everything else.
Yeah, no, you could absolutely do that, and you could get a microphone headset to plug into your phone too if you wanted to upgrade.
I can't plug in. My phone is beyond 3.5 millimeter jack.
Oh, okay. You're in the next level. I'm sorry, Mr. Mr. Fancy Pants.
Maybe I don't know if my tech, if I could just plug it right into this fancy USB 3C shit.
Okay,
thing,
fancy.
I don't know if that'll do it. They probably do now. I don't know. I really don't fucking know.
You sound fine though. Okay, I don't know. You can stick something.
I'm hitting that age where I can't keep up with tech anymore.
It's true. We're getting to. Oh, I don't know what the kids are doing.
I'm just like, give me the expensive one.
Oh, thank you, Razor. Always a good time with the Dirty Phil podcast. We appreciate that, and thank you so much. Make sure you make this Sunday night thing a thing for you guys through this whole season. Join Tony Teflon on Teflon TV at 7:15 p.m. right before the episode airs, on for like an hour and a half, and then watch the episode and then come on with Joe and I. Tony will be jumping over here and joining us sometimes when he can, when he's in the mood, and I will be popping over with Tony and Joe if he's feeling up to it at any point early, but I know he does early stuff on Sunday. But we're going to be covering The Last of Us all season, talking about each one of these episodes. So we open up in the episode, and we're back. We start at the end of last season, Joe, with the promise that Joel made to Ellie about the Fireflies, and she gives him like that bullshit "I don't believe you" look. Is this a thing in the game too?
Yes, this is exactly what she's mad about in the game. And I was like, really? How many years later you've accepted the lie? You've lived with the lie. You either didn't believe him right then and there because nobody else knows nothing about it. You either didn't believe him right then and there and didn't call him out on it, and this has been growing and festering, and that's what they want you to believe. And that's exactly how they're like, that's how this has gone down. She didn't fully buy into him saying it because, you get to know someone, if they hate you to start or don't like you to start, and by the time you're done, this person is looking at you like you're their daughter and you're looking at them like they're your father. You've gotten to know someone pretty well and you've been through a lot. Again, the first season doesn't do justice to what these two go through as they travel across the country. It doesn't even come close to what you should believe their relationship is and why Joel is so hurt by this. Like, enough to seek therapy, enough to do things that this guy would never have done, ever.
Going to sit with Kevin McAllister's mother there. A couple of quick comments from the chat and a question for you and Joe. So let's get into this for a second. Oh, okay, what is it? Sonic, your boy. Oh, let's go to Otor first. I do not feel like I'm watching this season at all. I'm so glad to come here for these. I don't feel like watching the season at all. I'm so glad I'm going to come here for the recaps. We appreciate that. You don't have to watch the season to get the recap. To watch our recaps. We will make sure you feel like you're sitting in a room watching it with Joe and I being annoying and talking over the episode. Yep. And Sonic has a question, and I'm curious of your answer to this because I literally was going to ask you the same question. So Sonic, thank you for tapping into my mind and jumping in the chat and asking Joe. Phil, Joe, would you have told Ellie the truth? And that's my question to you, Joe, is why do you think Joel didn't tell her the truth? Don't you think if he did, she would have kind of accepted it in a way? Like she just...
No.
You don't think so?
She's been... So, here's the thing. She was raised... We see that she's raised by the Fireflies.
Okay.
Like, even though she's put into town, into the city, and she's made to go to school with the community, she is raised... Her mother was a Firefly. The woman that from season 1 that tells Joel and Tessa to bring her to the Fireflies, like, pretty much is her aunt, like, kind of stepmother woman. Like, this is
the Mindhunters actress, right?
Yes. Like, so this is something that, and it's tricky. Her destiny now
tricky
is to save the fucking world, right? Like, that's her destiny, and she's told that. Marlene, yep. And so,
thank you, Sonic.
She's not really raised by the Fireflies, but she holds them in revere.
Right. So it's something that Joel just would. I mean, that no matter what Joel said, she just wouldn't quite get. Oltorf says Joel is a badass. They made him a soft baby. They nerfed the hell out of him. Do you believe that they nerfed Joel in season 1 and so far in the beginning of this season?
Yes. It's not that they nerfed him in season 1. They just took away everything badass about it.
That kind of sounds like nerfing. You sound like you're describing nerfing.
No, because he had this soft side to him as well. And you see it open up. And it's there because because he had a family before the fall, a daughter, a wife that had passed away. He did everything to stay with his brother and protect his brother, that they were together until a certain point before Boston, but for a long time they were making their way together. So that he has this side to him, and they show that side to him in the game, and they show it in the show, but they don't show you more than just him fucking killing 19 people. You know what I mean? And that, like, this is how he gets his way across the country with her, is by anybody that even like looks at them side eye, which everybody does.
Right.
Like,
they only really
justified in everybody you fucking kill.
They only really show you that side of him in that last scene with him in the
Right.
hospital.
Like when they come up into Pittsburgh and he's like, yeah, I knew it was a trap because I've been on both sides of them. Like, it's kind of just brushed over, but in the game, that's a whole cutscene, and it's tense. And when she brings it up again later, how did you know? Like, it's even more tense. Like, he says it in a way, it's delivered in a way, like, and like the other little things he's talked uh, about the way him and his brother have behaved through time getting to this point. Like, it's there and you do it throughout. And so because of the things you're doing throughout, these little comments are true.
Mm-hmm.
That like, oh, like I see what I have to do to get her to where we're going. I've lived it's been 15 years or something like that.
So you agree with the lie. So you agree with the lie. You think he made the right decision lying in that situation.
Yeah, because you cannot convince her.
Right. There's no rationalizing with Ellie in that moment.
That they wouldn't have been able to do something. How do you know they didn't have the machines? How do you know they couldn't have gone back to San Francisco? How do you know that they couldn't have gone here or gone there or gone wherever to get the things done that needed to be done?
It would be like trying to get somebody, for one of us to turn against each other in a game of strategy or some stuff, when we're on the same side. It's like when somebody you have something, one of us got hurt and someone was trying to rationalize it to somebody. There's just no rationalization to that. So at the end of that...
And here's the thing.
Hey, Jay.
For what it's worth, did he really lie? Like, he gave them, they went there.
Okay, so Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi. No, don't Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi me. Oh, yeah, I lied from a certain point of view. Okay,
no, listen to it, though. Listen to it. He went there to bring them the girl that could provide the cure.
Fair.
And Joel fucking cured him.
He did it. Yeah.
They don't have to worry about fucking getting sick.
Oh,
they're cured.
Okay. I see what you mean.
This thing called life.
Yeah, they're cured. They're cured of something. They're cured. There's in the way that like there's no coming back from that.
You don't have to worry about it anymore.
I get you.
Your loved ones will be fine. Don't worry.
I thought you were gonna do the Obi-Wan Kenobi bullshit. Like, from a certain point of view, he never lied. Just like he didn't lie to Kevin McAllister's mother.
He straight up fucking lied. No, I don't think he lied to Kevin McAllister's mother.
No.
He didn't tell her. And omission is not lying in this case. Like,
no, he doesn't need to tell the exact specificity of the situation.
No.
And Jackie C. vodka soda. I saw you ask that earlier. Vodka soda.
So yeah, no. He definitely lied to Ellie because he was like, yeah, they had a couple of people. They had like 19 people that could cure her. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, the Raiders came in.
They them all over the place.
Raiders came in. They fucked you all up. Those aren't the droids you're looking for. SM down. SM down goes, what the hell happened to Joe? Joe, he moved to Alaska and he's working on an ice barge. That's what he's doing at the moment.
What do you mean what happened to me? What's wrong with me?
Nothing's wrong with you. But if someone hadn't seen you in a while, you could understand why you could be looking like a lumberjack and you don't care. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
I just haven't shaved in a while.
Yeah.
My hair is still here. It's just pulled back.
Yeah, I mean, don't shave. What the? Who? Like we haven't lived.
I'm embracing my Sons of Anarchy side.
Joe, we might die tomorrow at this point. We're at that age, we're that like, we might die tomorrow age. So at this point, like, we've shaved our whole lives. Like, I just want to get to a point where I don't have to anymore. It's annoying. Like, I don't want to.
I was Wookiee back in the late 90s. I had a beard. Not quite.
No, you had more mutton chops and occasional.
Yeah, it was patchy beard.
It was patchy. It wasn't full. Come on, you more had like the fuzzy wings going on situation. But this is the most beardy I've ever seen you, and I like it. I'm definitely a fan. Yeah, see, Jackie C says it in the live chat, and her word is Bond right now. Shaving is for losers. AAJAS says, Joel, one wrong move and I'll cure every motherfucker in this room.
Yes.
It's too
Yeah, you see, you get it. You get
points,
it.
points, points, points. Okay, so that's our first scene. I guess we've made it through one scene, Joe. So we go on. We get a nice visual in the mountains, and it's cool. So then we get a music change, and we get some giraffes, and I had to look this up because I was just curious. What do you think they call a group of giraffes, Joe?
Hmm. Uh,
There's a couple different names, but one of them's a horde, which is a normal one. But there's another thing that I think is more accurate that I'm going to call it in this moment. Do you have a guess? If you don't have a guess, we don't want to stick on it too long.
Jesus, I'm trying to think of something that like is clever and funny to go with all of Ellie's bad puns, but I got nothing.
A tower of giraffes.
There you go.
A tower
Okay,
of giraffes. So we see a tower of giraffes, and we see the aftermath of the hospital. That was a long way for that one joke. So we see a tower of giraffes, and we see the aftermath of the hospital, and a bunch of people dead. As Joe mentioned earlier, what do we have?
Like 19.
19 dead people.
14 or 19. I counted and I came up with a specific number of crosses, and I thought it was 14, but I thought it was 19, but it might have been 14. But I'm going to stick with 19.
Okay.
Because I know how many people I killed
in that fucking video game
sequence. It was well over
19. You're like, I played the goddamn game. I know how many motherfuckers I killed. A tower.
I know it was more like 30. 40 fucking people I killed.
I'll bet a fucking tower of fucking giraffes on this shit. 19 and counting, says John Haymaker. A whore. Jackie C says a whore or a horde. I will is that what I said?
With a D.
Did I say horde?
No, you said D.
Did I say, was there a D there? Are you sure?
There was a D, yeah.
Okay. Counting is tough. So this stream is brought to you by Manscaped.
It's not the counting that's tough, it's the remembering.
And this stream is brought to you by Manscaped. If you want to shave Joe's beard, please donate a super chat. So
Listen, if you get $1,000 in donations, I'll shave my face.
Oh,
my
Joe,
hair, my
Joe, nobody is gonna donate now.
Nobody wants to see my face.
No one's gonna donate.
That's why I said it.
Why? Because you don't want me to get any donations. That's what you just did. We're gonna get zero.
Well, no, you might get close. And nobody has to donate $1,000.
Oh, $1,000 hair. Anyways, okay, let's continue here. Sorry.
Doll hairs.
Doll hairs. Are we doing the 5-year-old thing? Or like, okay, we're gonna send you 1,000 doll hairs. Okay, next we get.
Someone can send me a truck full of bananas.
Oh, anyway, sorry. I'm just gonna play some DK64. Okay, so but I can't because my channel was flagged, and if I play it, the channel will probably be banned, and we can't finish the season. So next we get the music. We get the Tower of Giraffes. We see the aftermath of the hospital, where we see what was it? 6 kids that buried 19 people.
Like 5. Yeah. Okay. 5, 6.
And we see like a locket, a necklace thing hanging from one of the girls holding it. We did talk about what happened. One person did this, and one person standing off to the side of the other ones. These are the remaining Fireflies. They're like, what the hell do we do? Do we go meet this guy, Isaac?
In the game, it's been longer than 4 years, too.
This is before the 4 years right now.
Right, but I'm saying like the jump is longer than 4 years. These kids are supposed to be younger. They're supposed to be like 13 also at the time. They're contemporaries of Ellie's, so maybe a year or 2 older. But
so we can take what they say beat for beat, but ultimately they're all like, okay, let's go on. We got to move to another state and get out of here because all the Fireflies are dead.
And they have a lot of information too at this point.
It's a lot of exposition.
What we heard. A scar, gray beard,
Joel.
This,
how do they know the name?
Or Joe.
Yeah, if he killed everyone, how do they know his name?
Well, these 5 people, maybe they was there. They just weren't in the hospital.
Oh, he didn't kill the younglings. He didn't go full Anakin. He didn't kill the younglings.
He killed anybody between him and Ellie, and then him and Ellie in the way out. Okay. That's what it was. It wasn't like he just went in and like killed people making tea and having breakfast and shit. Like, no, he went in and got his girl and came out.
Are you sure? If they were making some Earl Grey, he should kill that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Shoot that fucker. Like, fuck tea. Fuck you and your tea, motherfucker. He spared the nurses. He spared a few people. Okay, so there could be
no. Not in my game.
Joe killed everybody.
Not in my game. The nurses and the doctor fucking died. They died with Molotov cocktails once. They died with fucking bullets once. They died with a knife once. I have killed those doctors and nurses many, many times. They die at the end of the game.
I can't do this.
For sure.
That's
They do not live. They were about to slice up my fucking Ellie with no compunction, no remorse whatsoever. They fucking die. They die because they're willing to do that for the sake of possibly, maybe I could come up with a cure. And then take a look at when you actually play game number 2, you find out that this fucking chick's father is a fucking zoologist, for Christ's sakes, and he's about to perform brain surgery to vivisect
to the
a living
giraffes.
fucking child.
What a bastard! Fuck him. Fuck that dude. Okay, so speaking of these
But he
motherfuckers,
was actually a really nice guy. He was a really nice
okay, he
guy.
seems like a sweetheart.
Good dad. He
So,
was a good dad.
so Abby, I when I was watching this scene, I'm like, that can't be Abby because I've heard a little bit about the second game. It's a little bit more blank to me, so that's why I'm trying to keep all the spoilers out for what's going to happen. But I have been aware and do know the visual aspects of Abby. And what's interesting about this casting is she got very toothpicky. Like, they specifically focused on her arms and showed you how thin her arms were. I don't know if that was a troll of the audience, but they specifically at times showed you how toothpicky, and she seemed to be somewhat attempting to express intimidation in that moment. For whatever it's worth, I didn't necessarily buy that. Maybe that's something that could change over 5 years. Maybe they were supposed to play her a little greener. And this is a question I have for the game. When we're first introduced to Abby in a similar scene in the game, is she already tough and big, or does she become tough and big in the 5-year gap?
No. We see her. Our first seeing of her is where we leave her in the game.
Okay, we can't talk about that without spoilers. Okay,
so where we leave her in the show, at the top of the mountain there.
Yep.
That's pretty much where we come in. They're just a really bad snow. They're on a trek, and oh great, we have new people that we're going to play, and we're just
right. Okay, so we don't get the
zombies, and we hold up in a hotel, and overnight the one that seems to be her closest friend that they keep showing close-ups of that had the lines, I forget his name.
Yeah, the dude that's like, come with me, I'll help you find him, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Right. He's like, I want to show you something, and leads her down like this big path, and that's when we get revealed that we're overlooked now of Jackson, and whoever it is that they're talking about is in Jackson.
Okay, so we don't actually get a scene of them burying the bodies and talking about the grave. Oh, I'm gonna get this guy. Blah, 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 blah.
No, and that's, I think, kind of one of the things that got me. Did
you like that scene? Did you like that added scene right there?
One of the things I'm interested in this season for, and I was wondering about why I was so generally excited about season 2 happening when I didn't really enjoy season 1. In fact, I remember, being very upset that they were using Prestige TV at the time as like its tag of like how good it is or what comes out on. And like, so why am I so excited for season 2? I think it's just, I'm more curious as to, I like the story, and for what it's worth, it's still the same story. So I'm just more curious, I think, to see the different changes and if they're going to work or not. Did I think this scene worked? This is one of those things that I think is very Hollywood. It's very like, instead of showing us, just tell us.
Right.
Because we're not smart enough to be shown, or because you're worried about your time crunch and you have a big story and only so many episodes. So you have to give us the exposition instead of the actual.
So we have to actually see
letting it ruminate in us,
right.
Or letting us
get to know these people. If you just started, the first time we see her is at the end of the episode, and they're walking across, looking in with mean looks on their face, looking towards Wyoming, Jackson. That's all you need. You don't necessarily need a scene with them at the graves going, "We're gonna find this guy and this Ellie too, and we're gonna and their dogs too." Like we don't need that necessarily. I understand why they might want to do it again. To your point, to like Hollywoodize it to make them more to tell you to call your shot because everything needs to be like on the nose right now. But I didn't hate it, but I don't think, now that I don't know, because I thought it was in the game, but now that I think you didn't need that necessarily. It took away time from some of the other stuff we get. So after,
No, I really would have liked to have just seen them come straight out for season 2 and gave us nothing with Joel and Ellie, nothing. Nothing.
And just start out with an Abby episode.
Listen, start out with her chronological story. We get flashbacks of her with her father at the San Diego Zoo or whatever zoo area, wherever the fuck they are in San Francisco or wherever the fuck they are. They're at like a zooish place, and he's doing zoonotic work and
zoonotic.
He's a vet. Whatever the fuck vets do at the zoo, right?
Wait. Did you say zoonotic work?
I'm kind of just talking out my ass here.
Zoonotic though.
You got some real touching scenes between her and her father, and then you can have like, you know, more scenes of her like growing up with. You can do all of it. Tell her story first. Get us on her side. That's one of the things about the game. We were already on Ellie and Joel's side in the game. So if you were buying the game, you were buying it for Ellie and Joel, right? And they're kind of going into this season with that, but which is why you watch season 2 is because those are our stars for season 1. But try something different, guys. Break a fucking mold.
A says, yeah, Joe, there are ways to convey the hurt felt by the Fireflies without all that blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So we get our intro. We get a 5 years later thing. It says 5 years later. We go to Ellie being trained or in a fight. It seems serious, but it's a training session. She's got a dude in a choke lock. She gets him to tap out, and she's like, boom, motherfucker. She talks to her trainer, and he's like, he pulled his punches. You got to stop leaning in head first. You know, you're going to get your ass kicked. And she's like, whatever, I'm the badass. I'm killing you, motherfuckers. And then they're like, no, he held back. He pulled his punch on her. And she's like, and then they ask her if she's going to the party. And she's just like, kind of ignores their question. And she's like, don't pull the punches on me, motherfucker, and goes on. So, Joe, in general, more important than the, like, necessarily from an acting standpoint and from, like, a standpoint of like getting the lines down and the dialogue and the cadence, do you think Bella pulls off Ellie's voice?
No, she's fine. She's more than
motherfucker. Like her, like she sounds like Ellie to me. She sounds like Ellie to me.
She has Ellie down. I watch her running around as Ellie, and I feel the same. Only she didn't grow at all. She didn't get any bigger or older because they used a 19-year-old girl for season 1 playing this 13-year-old or some shit. She's older than she is
right
in the show.
They ended up having to dress her young in season 1 to show her at her actual age now, and it doesn't look much of a difference. She doesn't look much different than she did on Game of Thrones, except a little bigger. But so she's just one of those people like a Fred Savage. She's gonna look young for forever. She's got Fred Savage face.
And that's just the thing. In the game, it was more than 4 years. I'm pretty sure it was 10 or so. But who the fuck? I don't know. I don't have a reliable memory these days.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all a fucking nightmare anyway, Joe. It doesn't matter. No, I'm kidding. So she heads out, and we see snowy Jackson, Wyoming, and we get an intro. And I assume it was like a visual, kind of like it looked in the game. We see the pipes are fucked up, and we get back to that later with the pipes. There's some shit in the pipes, but we'll talk about that at the end of the episode. So we come in, we see Joel working on.
Wait. Let's talk about it now because they show it to us.
They do, right? But and then later on, just to talk later on, we see some spores, molds, or fungus growing in those pipes.
The first thing you fucking thought when you saw the shit, like the vines in the pipes?
Yeah, like immediately, like what the fuck? Let's burn this shit, get it out of here.
Burn this shit, get it out of here immediately. Do not leave this. We don't know what's in there. This pipe could, no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That my first thought, well, of course, that's what you're supposed to because that's why they showed it to us, right?
Danny boy, those pipes are gonna fuck you. Are the pipes in the game?
Like, no, because that shit isn't.
So are they bringing is that them bringing the spores into the show?
No, because those weren't spores. Those were tendrils again, blowing down the pipe.
Okay. No spores in the show.
Well, they might be coming back from one of the things I read. I didn't read too much. I just saw the headline. They're bringing them back, but
You'll,
like, if you were going to bring them back, why weren't they just there? Why'd you do this like step on the mushroom shit to piss off the mushroom warriors?
yeah. The Mushroom Warriors are angry. Okay. So Joel is working on some electric shit. Someone comes in. Dina comes in, explains. And Dina, the actress that plays Dina, is doing a great job. Is she a big character in the game? I assume. Uh,
She's a protagonist for you. You don't play as Dina ever in the game, but
she's
the
a
whole
support.
dance,
She's a support character throughout the games and stuff like that. Throughout the game.
yeah, the whole dance thing, the rude dude, all this shit
That's
is
all.
stuff
That's all part of
from
the
the
game.
game.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she did a great job. I think this actress, I don't know her name. She kind of popped off screen. She had awesome kind of chemistry with Pedro. Like I could see her do something with Pedro again in the future. Like they had some good actor chemistry going on. And he came and explained fucked up pipe with some more exposition. He teaches her some electric kind of stuff, which I bet won't come back later. With like teaching her about electric current. I bet that information won't
and
come back
the
later.
fuse switch, what makes the switch pop?
Yeah. I bet that won't be important later, Joe. So we find out that she's Ellie's best friend, and Ellie's angry still at Joel, but Dean doesn't know why. We find out that Ellie's 19 now with all this exposition, and Joel's like, this shit is normal. It's just normal 19-year-old stuff, and he's like, I don't know. And he's protective over her, and you can see that Dean is trying to sort of get these kids back together, Joe. Like she finds out that Joel's in therapy. She kind of makes fun of him, and he makes her promise that she doesn't tell anybody he's in therapy. Is Joel in therapy in the game too? Is that therapy thing?
You don't have a therapy session.
Okay, cool. You don't have any Deanna Troy in the
But there might have been mention of it in some of the casual conversation of like him talking to someone or something.
And
But no,
Killmonger,
not to that, no.
Killmonger also says Dina and Joel have no relationship really in the game. That's new for the show. And if it's new for the show, I like it. I think that's a good addition because it makes sense that she would be, if she cares about Ellie, she would be invested in trying to figure out why, Joel doesn't seem that bad. Why do you have a problem? He seems to really care about you. I mean, like to everyone in that town, Joel's probably a sweetheart. Like
Dina has the conversation though with Ellie and tries to mend it through Ellie.
Okay, she doesn't actually talk to Joel, but she does try to mend.
Not that I remember. I don't remember her really having like that conversation with Joel, but I know she had that conversation with Ellie.
People are laughing at me.
And I know Joel had it with like with either Tommy or Tommy's wife or something.
Old Torf, a couple of people are like, Phil, therapy in the game? No, I heard it was going to be in the show. I don't know if it was just an excuse to get Catherine O'Hara on the show, like they had to write a part for her. So they're like, we'll make her some random therapist in town.
So here's another thing. Like there's a point, this is a spoiler, but not really a spoiler. It's a moment in the game that may or may not shape up to be in the show. We've heard Eugene mentioned a few times, and Eugene gets the sticky bud and in the middle of winter and all this shit.
Yeah, fucking, I want to hang out with Eugene, dude. Fuck you.
There's a part.
Eugene gets me sticky bud, Joe. What do you get me?
Eugene's gone. Eugene has died, and Ellie and what's her name end up finding
his body and his weed.
Yeah, and not his body, but his weed, his pro room.
Oh, cool. That's a good part. We got Celeste Baratheon mustache. Great fucking name. You can tell that Ellie is older because she has cool, edgy tattoos now.
Tattoos.
That was good.
They're covering her original bite.
Yeah,
they're covering the scar from her original bite.
Yeah, and she seems to be creating tattoos for each one of her bites. Studio, we got our good buddy Studio 11 Live. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, just stems and shakes. And I like Catherine O'Hara. I didn't mind her in the even. We'll get to her in a second. But first, we get to Tommy and Ellie sniping clickers, headshots only. She misses the second one, hits his leg. They talk more about stuff coming up soon. She's off patrols. He's like, "You're off
in the game."
This is all in the game. She's off patrols. She's like, fucking fence duty. You're an asshole. I'm going back out. And Tommy's like, you're just like Joel. And she's like, well, if I'm just like Joel, you're not going to win this argument. And Ellie just kind of yells over him and says, I'm immune, motherfuckers. And he very smartly is like, you don't want to go tell people that. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm immune. Fuck all you motherfuckers. And he tells her to chill.
Who's out there listening?
Yeah, and she's like, I don't give a fuck. And even if there was people listening, I'm not sure if she'd give a fuck, Joe. And he tells her to chill. She ignores it, and he calls her the same person as Joel. And she's like, okay, cool. And she talks more shit and says she will, and he agrees to keep her on sentry duty, whatever, go out duty, and she'll do it by the book this time. So we see Recon, thank you.
Patrol.
So we see Joel next time. I don't know if this was on purpose, Joe, but we come into Joel the next scene, and his first line is, you know what? I really need some caulk. We need some caulk. I know he's talking about like caulking the windows, like but like there's a lot
that was in there. That was in there.
There was a lot of talk about caulk in this next scene. I'm just saying. So I like Abby more than Ellie for the TV show, says Killmonger. And we'll get into Abby a little bit more again later when she shows up again. But I need more to make my decision about her. I haven't seen enough to make my decision on Abby quite yet. So they have an argument about leaving people or bringing people in. And some little kid comes in, Uncle Joel. Okay, yeah. He just has an argument with his sister-in-law, and we meet his nephew, and it's a little cute scene where he's like, monsters, we shoot monsters. And Tommy comes back in, talks to Joel, and conveniently leaves out that he was hanging out with Ellie. It just sets up more of the divide between Ellie and Joel. So here we go to something new, Joe. Joel heads to the house with Catherine O'Hara and the drinking therapist. He throws down a bag of weed, and she's like...
Drunk high therapist.
Yeah, the drunk high therapist.
Sticks and stems.
Yeah,
stems and seeds.
Is she in high school, dude? Is she fucking in high school? Like, where's her husband used to get her the stinky, thick buds, dude.
No, Eugene did. I don't think her husband did.
Oh,
her
Eugene did.
Also dead.
Eugene did. Okay, Eugene.
No, killed her husband.
Sorry, I thought Eugene was her husband for a second. So Eugene got her the big stinky buds. Joel gets her Twix and Stems. Just in general, where are they getting weed? Like, who's growing the weed? I know in the From...
You're growing it.
Fair. In From, like the television show From, Fatima's
people growing it. Like,
it's true. You're right. You're right.
Like, there's people growing it.
You're right.
I'm all in on the cause of keeping people high.
You could say lawyered, and I'll say retracted. I mean, retracted. Retracted. It's done. You win. You're right. Stupid question. You and I would be growing it. Okay, so.
I'll get the lights, dude. I know a market. I'll get these big, huge fluorescents. I'll pull them out.
Dude, here's my Boston accent. That's right. I've had a few drinks. I'm talking about cork. They were talking about cork.
Yeah.
This whole fucking scene, dude.
I will get you all the marijuana grow lights and cork you need, baby.
Dude, we'll get that cork.
We'll got that shit for you.
We'll seal it up just right.
Dude, I'll even get the wires. We'll string the wires over from the dam.
I know some people might not like this, but I like Catherine O'Hara. I pretty much like her in everything she's in, except for Beetlejuice. That movie sucked royal balls. It was probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. It's horrible, and I can't believe they're making a third one. But that's beside the point. But I usually like her in pretty much everything else. I love Schitt's Creek, which is one of her recent stuff. She's just awesome. She's hilarious. She's funny, and she's good. She's good here. Like I have no problem with this scene.
Is she in the studio too, right?
Yep. And she's just a great actress, and she's funny. She's good at improv. She comes from SATV stuff or Canadian stuff, I believe. I think SATV. Like she was like a comedy partner of like John Candy and Rick Moranis. She was like worked with them. Great timing, great fun, great actress. Fills up space. I had no problem with the scene. I know it's an added scene, probably it was a therapy scene, whatever. I thought this was funny, a good use of television time, and it was sort of. I don't know. I didn't mind the scene, Joe. What'd you think?
I don't mind the scene either, but if I have to choose between this and them doing more action, I'd rather more action. I like This isn't something that necessarily we need for growth in Joel
No,
as where we've left him.
it's to get
We
Catherine
have
O'Hara a
him,
job.
even still, there's better things to do for her to have done. She could have been on one of the fucking patrols. Like, lots of things. Like, just because you're older doesn't mean you don't have to do the shit work sometimes, or aren't good at the shit work, or, and that's something that would have been, a great stretch for someone like Catherine O'Hara to do something a little bit more physical in nature in her acting, as far as like the action that would go down in this show.
Fair.
And that's something I would have necessarily loved to see from her.
Instead of create, so what you're saying, do
Instead
that
of-
instead of creating a useless scene that is just to have her get drunk, talk about weed, and fuck with him because he killed her husband.
and potentially be what helps to get Joel and Ellie on the same page, or Ellie on this, like, to talk to Ellie after the unspeakable.
So you don't mind the scene into itself, but you feel like it's a waste of time and takes away from action and intensity that you're hoping from every single moment of this show. So it actually feels and gives you the same anxiety, interesting, like totally into it feeling that you feel when you're playing the games. As to go what Old Torf says, you take away a lot of the action in season 1 and you leave us with butt kiss. Like, I enjoy this scene from like just a simple acting standpoint because I think Pedro and Catherine do some good work here, back and forth.
Pedro nails this shit, like, absolutely, like, and I think she nails it as well. I think both of them do. This is a great scene between two great actors.
Tim,
I don't think it's a bad scene. I don't think it's a bad placement of a scene. I don't think it's
you
bad
just think it's unnecessary.
development.
You just think it's unnecessary.
I don't necessarily think it's unnecessary, but I'd rather have had 5 more minutes of people kicking ass,
Fair,
fighting zombies, something making Ellie and Dina actually like get separated from their group in the snowstorm.
Make it seem like a more dangerous situation. We got our good buddy Tim Gersh in the live chat. Phil, you sir are great. And here's Worf, because I have the Deep Space Nine thing in the other room because I'm recording some drums. And he asks, Joe, did you join some biker gang I'm not sure about? And we got our good buddy JJ in the live chat. Great to see JJ. I'll be bored if the show is mostly just killing zombies. A says, this scene was a great highlight of Joel's internal troubles, but they'll cut things out later in the season because of this. And that's, I think, Joe's point, too.
That's my point.
Yeah.
There's other things that, like, they're trying to bookend. You could have, so you didn't have to.
Thank you, Zach. And
that ending isn't contingent. The ending for this episode isn't contingent on anything that's happening right now where we are in Jackson or anything like that. They're just like, back to Abby.
Yep.
Ta-da! And so you got 5 minutes that you can take something further down the line and put it here.
Fair. So we go off to the guitar cassettes and rock and roll. Ellie's building shit or doing some shit. Ellie comes in to pick her up, and Ellie's putting shit together like Rambo getting ready for a mission. She sold her boots to get something to hold her guns, and they focus on her shoes and stuff. And I thought that was going to become a thing later. Like, she was going to have to run. And I've ran through the snow in Chuck Taylors. You notice you're not wearing boots. Your feet freeze and stuff like that. I thought that was going to become more of a thing, and it wasn't a thing. Like, I don't know why they focused on it.
In the game, it was a thing.
They should be a thing.
They're on patrol, and it's like, okay, us two are going down this route, you two are going down that route. It's not like all 5 of them stayed together. They go off in pairs or some shit, right? So while they're out, a big snowstorm hits, and they have to take refuge. They aren't able to get back, right? Like, these are all little things that go on that you could have explored more for instead of doing that therapist scene. Like, and yeah, so like you said, it was more. She doesn't have fucking boots on. She got little shoes on. And
yeah, I'm never wearing Chucks in the snow. Dude, I'm never wearing Chucks in the snow. Never. I'm a dog walker. I go outside. I'm never.
Like, you have the choice to buy your own shoes, right? But here are the things. Those are the Chucks she was wearing, what, 4 years ago? Phil.
My feet grow. Yeah, but
how quick does a pair of Chucks fall off your feet?
Oh, like they melt.
3 months of walking.
They melt, especially like as a dog walker. Like I gotta just rip through those fucking things.
Like 3 months of having to like walk everywhere in them. They are done. They do not hold up. They are not going to keep your feet warm for anything.
For whatever it's worth, Jackie in the live chat, it is called Max now, but please always keep calling it HBO. I refuse to just call it Max. I think that's the stupidest fucking thing that they chose, like the Skinamax name as the title instead of just calling it HBO. Like we can choose HBO or call it Max. Which one do you want to choose? Let's choose Max.
It shows since they lost the HBO moniker, their content is not as good as it ever was.
It's the Max could stand for Max Turd. Okay, so let's continue. Dina comes in to pick up Ellie. They head outside. Ellie and Dina are off on the Alpine run, and they both get along because they both talk shit. Like Dina and Ellie are like what I imagine Joe and I would be in junior high school, like talking shit to the teacher, like just blah, 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 blah. Like they're both dick bags, and they're funny dick bags, and they're believable dick bags, and the acting works between them. They have good chemistry, but they're both dick bags, Joe. And that can't be argued. That cannot be argued. They're both dicks. So Ellie and Dina talk.
They suffer from one of television's greatest tropes, and that's make any girl between the age of 13 and 23 either a complete nerd douchebag loser or a complete fuckface douchebag asshole.
Yeah, and you do this.
No fucking middle ground ever.
Yeah,
you're either the nerd or a complete fucking douchebag.
Yep. HBO. People are talking all the different monikers of HBO over the years recently. HBO, HBO Go, HBO Live, HBO Now, HBO this, HBO that, HBO Max, and now Max. So, why is it Max though? I don't know. What HBO absorbed Skinamax, didn't they? Yeah, so this should just be called Skinamax. We got to do a whole show just on this particular subject. So they find some blood, and Ellie's like runs off. She smells blood, and she's like, "Oh, we got some action." And her and Dina run off, immediately breaking the rules. They find and I assume all of this is in the game. They find a giant dead bear with a bunch of infected dead around it. Around the bear, right? Correct? Is that this part of the game as well? Okay. So, and what's the joke? What do we call it? Barbecue. Yeah, grizzly barbecue. That's funny. That's funny. It's good stuff.
Grizzly bear ribs.
Barbecue. I assume that joke is in the game as well. So they head in and to find the last infected, like Ellie and Dina kind of go off and they listen at the door. They're like, "Oh, a couple had to have snuck off. Like, there's some survivors here that finally did the killing blow to this bear, and they're inside somewhere."
So
it was a moose in the game, says Killmonger.
So don't go in there.
Yeah, what the fuck are they going in there for?
Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Set it on fire.
But they see the blood trail going in there, so they know either there's a survivor in there or there's a dead person or zombies. So there might be something that they could scavenge off of the dead person that ran in there. But here's the thing. The other three, like they get called to sit in front of the council because they went in there. And one of them Tommy tries to razz him about it, but it's like the other three just stayed outside.
Yeah, what the other three stay outside and like jerk off? Like what? Like what did the other three do? Seriously, do animals get infected? I do not think animals get infected in this particular universe. Our AA says, by the way, that was the tiniest brown bear I've ever seen. Barbecue. And someone said that it was a moose in the video game. Moose are scary motherfuckers. I was on this road and I can't remember if it's New Hampshire or Maine, called the Kangamangas Highway. And like we're driving and like moose, like they come right next to your car and they're looking at you like I'll knock your fucking car over. Moose are not to be fucked with. Moose are not to be fucked with.
No, you do not fuck with a moose.
It's scary. I don't know if you've ever driven that Kangamangas Highway at night, Joe. It gets pretty scary. There's a lot of moose. No, it's moose is the plural of moose. Lots of moose around. Anyways, so Dina and Ellie are heading in. Dina starts counting the screams. They hear two. They're like, "Oh, there's 2 and 2. We can totally figure this out. We're fine. We can. There's one for each of us. We can do it." They head in and we hear some creepy clickiness. And I'm not talking about like 90210 with the click. Like we hear some creepy clickiness. They coordinate and they smile at each other and they're flirting and they're making light of the situation. Ellie grabs a beer bottle. I don't know if it was a product placement. It looked like I'm not sure, or that was just a fake brand of beer. Anyways, and we see July employee of the month was a very good dog, Joe. I like that. I like how the employee was a very.
That's in the game. And that's a Naughty Dog, no doubt.
Oh yeah, it's a cute little naughty dog.
One of the like dogs they got at the studio, or producers' dogs.
So Ellie, so yada yada yada. Ellie jumps on one of the dude's backs, or one of the infected's backs, cuts him up, no bites. But Ellie eventually falls in a hole in a basement. Nothing's broken. She doesn't hear any clicking. She's like, I'm fine. Dina tells her to stay put. She'll find a way down. Ellie finds some magazine. She crawls around. Again, I assume all of this shit's in the game. She feels the energy like something's in there and something's cocking her gun. Joe, in this situation, we find that we have a smart infected that is trying to lure her in and do traps and all that sort of shit.
Stalker.
What's it called?
A stalker.
A stalker. Okay.
They are introduced in the second The Last of Us Part 2.
Killmonger says the stalkers are more scary than the clickers. Are the stalkers
so they're almost more scary than the clickers, but they're really fucking weak in the game. I thought they were kind of like, really? Like, this is your new big bad?
So they were more like the would you say the most dangerous of all of them are the bloaters?
They were the toughest to fucking kill so far as I thought. They were the toughest to take down.
So anyway,
the bloater is still like they're the bloater.
So the stalker kind of tries to get Ellie to sneak up on it and kind of sneaks up behind her. And what we see is Ellie wrestles with it. The thing bites her, but she's able to shoot it and get it off of her. And she hides the bite from Dina. So she is smart enough to hide the fact that if she gets bit, nothing happens.
What? So no spoilers. What are the odds she tells Dina about it?
It's true. It's true. Mark A. Houston says, I enjoyed this episode. Can't wait to see more of my girl, Abby. Phil, you're the man. Mark A. Houston, you are the man. Mark A. Houston is one of the most amazing supporters we got. Always checking it out, always popping on in, always keeping things positive, always commenting on the videos and helping push it out. And that's how you can help us out. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Help share this video right now so more people can pop on in here and check this out with Joe and I and all you guys. We haven't been on live in a while, and my channel dealt with a little whatever, so we're battling against the algorithm. So we appreciate any of the help that you guys can give us by sharing this and liking it and putting it out there. And make sure you subscribe, and we will keep this going. And make sure you subscribe also to Teflon TV for the pre-show and for some of our other shows in action. We'll do a lot of simulcasts, but make sure you subscribe to both channels so you can check out all the fun. So let's continue here, Joe. But yeah, keep sharing this fucking shit. Keep doing it. Okay, so Ellie and Dina tell the group they tell the council about the smart one, and and they're like, how smart was it? And this is my favorite Ellie line of I'm gonna yada yada it, but like, I don't know, it wasn't doing fucking algebra, but it seemed pretty fucking smart. Stars. Excuse me. Says based on episode 1 of season 2. Which will be better, season 1 or season 2, Joe? I say season 2. I think season 2, having seen one episode, I think season 2 has a chance to be better.
It can be either way, right? They could go downhill, or they could actually do something to or they could make improvements in the way they adapt
So
it.
basically, you're absolving making a fucking answer and making a choice here, and you're blocking the
No,
goddamn fence.
I was about to say, but so far I don't
Sorry, I've been
see them
watching a lot of
making.
Siskel and Ebert. I've no
That's all
patience.
right. I don't see them having made the right decisions so far. Like one of the things I said about the game is it pushes the envelope of certain things, right? It can be argued. It was one of the reasons why it was such a good game and groundbreaking, and the type of violence or the and the emotional drama and the storylines, the subplots and the sub stories of the characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, these aren't necessarily new things for television audience. And I think they're holding back what they could be. And I think they're still doing that, as evidenced by, like, let's throw the therapy scene in there because, we want to make sure that Joel doesn't come across as that, you know,
Too douchey, or
yeah,
too much
that
of a
like
dick, whatever.
that toxic male that can't grow and has no introspection and can't can't deal with his or has to deal with his
Oh
emotions in
no,
all
Rick
the wrong
Grimes is on the screen.
ways,
Oh, sorry. Yes, I know. I know
right?
what you're saying.
Like they're trying to show that, like, and I think that instead of by taking that tact necessarily, they're taking away from
The bite
what
of
makes the game
the bite of some of the material of the game that could come across in a really good dramatic way.
right.
They're taking away some of the drama.
Right. And it, I don't know, this kind of also informs future scenes, right? What happens in this episode. But ultimately, to answer that question is I think that they need to take more chances, and they're not showing me that they're going to take more chances with how they want to tell the story or adapt the story.
It,
I think if they took more chances and they adapted the story a little bit better to the screen, and fair enough, you have to make changes. I agree, Neil Druckmann. Changes have to be made because we're not playing the character. The character is played for us, and we're watching it. It's a different thing.
no, it's you're making like one choice. It's almost like you're playing a choose your own adventure where it's like one path. We're watching one of the paths that a character might take in the game. So it could go
No, you
what
only get one path. You get one path that you die, right? It's very linear in that aspect. Like they want you to follow this story. You don't have many choices where it's like, do I let this person live or this person
okay,
die?
it's not that kind of game.
No, it's not like that kind of a game. This is a
Joe,
story they want you to know. So, but you play it, you embody it rather than watch it. So, like I said, different medium, but I feel like they needed to take different chances, more chances with this than they're taking.
now,
And
Joe, I have a quick question from H Coin in the live chat. How does Dina stay safe from Ellie after that kiss? Can Ellie, even though Ellie is immune, can she transmit the disease to other people through blood contact or sexual contact or any kind of contact or spit contact? Is that a thing? Could it be a thing?
so, from like as far as the games go, no, she's fine.
Okay.
The deal is essentially when Ellie's mother was pregnant, as we saw in season one, right? Like she's born from getting bit, and this makes it grow to a point inside of Ellie, which is why they wanted to vivisect her to get at where it
Right.
stopped
Try to tap
in the
into that to give it to a bunch of people.
right. So she can't pass it on because it never got to the point where she can become contagious.
Fair.
And it stopped inside her.
I understand. A couple comments I want to say before we get back into our recap. Star says, I'm a therapist and I'm fucking tired of watching people process shit. I appreciate
Yeah.
action too. Never been a fan of finding joy in the journey bullshit. Joe's also kind of a therapist too. Just
Kind of. For
yeah,
30 years
yeah.
I've been a therapist.
You're a therapist as well. Like
For almost like 27 years now.
yeah. So I think it's funny that you guys that says a lot because you're like, cause it's like I don't want to fucking see this shit anymore. It's just like done. I've seen it. Did that spaz out dance happen? Not yet. Double. We're getting to the spaz dance in a second, or unless that's something else. Red Lipstick Club says there isn't enough therapy in the world to escape toxic masculinity in a damn near post-apocalyptic world. I enjoy the Life is Strange. Killmonger says I only remember Mel because she's voiced by Chloe VA from Life is Strange in the game. Great game, Life is Strange. But let's get back into our recap here. So Ellie and Dean are in the group, smart one, blah blah blah. We get a Lily Tomlin reference, which is very fun. But basically the council.
Do you remember the quote?
It was.
Quote's great.
The quote is what is? I do have it right. Life is a cumulative hunch, right?
Yeah. Reality.
Reality
is an accumulative hunch.
Cumulative hunch. That's a great fucking line. It's probably from one of her one woman shows. Lily Tomlin is one of those talents, and don't use that word lightly, that gets forgotten about over time. She was an amazing comedian, one of the funniest, excellent actress, one of the best actresses to work. But her one woman shows
it's that generation of actresses.
Her, Carol Burnett, friggin' Lucille Ball, like they were friggin' animals.
What's her name from Gilda?
Yeah, Gilda. They were animals, fucking animals of
White.
all the Golden Girls, all the fucking especially the big three. Like Estelle Getty was more of a. She got into acting late. She was a theater person that not got lucky. She had amazing talent, but really
that whole generation of women that were in the 70s and 80s. Listen, like
they had more. They had so much metaphorical balls. You can't even fucking begin to fucking question it. Mary Tyler Moore, fucking.
What's his name? Who's the little one? Never mind. I'm getting way off point with.
Yeah, let's continue.
I can't even think of their name. So
let's continue. Bob Newhart, were you talking about?
No, I was going to who's the George Burns' wife, George. And Gracie.
George and
but that's
Gracie.
even like further back, like Gracie Burns. Like that woman was like, wow.
Yeah, talent. Gilda Radner. Okay, let's continue here, but we'll of course we'll do asides here, especially at the end if we have a little time left. Okay, so Ellie is they're gonna go to the party. We go over to Ellie, who is carving up her bites and sewing them up. We see Ellie put the barbecue in her notes, and she's journaling about her new crush. She has a crush on Dina, and Dina knows it. And I thought. We'll get to this scene, but I thought it was cute. Okay, so we get back in. She says she's not sure. Joel comes in and he asks if she's going to go to the thing, and she says she's not sure. And he picks up the guitar. And
she's being totally bratty, too.
She's such a
No, it's not better. I wanted to sit in the dark alone all night.
Well, I'm going to change the strings to your guitar. Well, you can do it if you want. Fuck you. It's like, come on, just be nice to him. He cares so much about you.
Phil. You don't know what it's like to be a teenage girl, so enough.
It's true. I don't.
All right? You don't know. Even though I know you were the closest thing to a teenage girl.
You knew me. That's what I'm saying.
You
knew me as a teenager, and I was definitely not the typical teenage boy. That's all I'm saying, okay? You knew me. You knew me when I was younger, Joe. So let's not like pretend. Okay, so okay, New Year's Eve party, blah, 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 blah. Ellie's watching Dina dance, but being a little jealous. Trainer guy comes over and they talk, which I connected, didn't realize till that moment. Trainer guy is the ex-boyfriend that was talked about earlier, and talks about how he gives the vibe like, we're not getting back together because I know that she likes you. And Ellie is, and I like how this was played.
No, so I don't think it was. I know something, but not necessarily I know that she likes you.
Right.
I think maybe they had the discussion of why they broke up, and she knows that
there's somebody else or something.
Yeah, there's somebody else. There's a potential of somebody else, or that maybe she told him why they're not together anymore, and that I'm gay or I'm fluid and I'm interested in more. And
Right. And he could
who the
just
fuck knows?
and he could assume that Ellie might be someone she might be interested in. I want to
And
give a
that's kind of the point of all of this too. Even with the comment in the bar and like, listen, like there's more important fucking things to worry about than what other people are fucking doing.
yeah, I mean
You're gonna worry about this shit in the apocalypse too?
yeah,
What the
what
fuck?
like this dick bag. We'll get to this dick bag in a second, and I like what Joel did, but we'll get to a second. So trainer guy comes in and blah blah blah, and I do want to say a special motherfucking hello to our good buddy in the live motherfucking chat right now, our good buddy Mandrell. Mandrell, hope all is well in your world, my friend. Good to see you. Toast to you. I'm gonna take a sip to you in a second here. But great to see Mandrell in the live motherfucking chat. Okay, so Jackie C says I could pull Dina, and Killmonger's like I'd shoot my shot too, and you guys should. Dina's a lovely young lady. So Dina comes in and talks to Ellie about how bad do I smell. Ellie with the perfect flirty response. You smell like a hot pile of fucking garbage. She calls her out on being a little drunk. She's like, yeah, I'm drunk. I smoked some weed too. Is that your motherfucking mama, Ellie? What the fuck? And Dina puts her arms around her and gets close, and she knows what she wants. But this is such a cute scene because Ellie is like unaware that what's happening, and she's like making sure and talking around it. And Dina's just like, dude. And I've been in situations like this. We've all been in situations like this where someone's making it obvious to you, but you don't know. And you're like, I don't know if I can make a move right now because it's not obvious enough to make a move. And
Yes.
And I love how
been there.
And we've all been there in this moment where someone has to just literally slap you across the face with it. And it ultimately leads to Dina just having to kiss her. And then once Ellie's
if they don't do it, it's never going to happen because I don't know.
And Ellie has this like, oh, okay, you're into me. And then Ellie starts macking. You know what I mean? But like she needed her to sort of like break the ice. And I'm kind of like that too. I need someone to go wave the white flag, go, it's okay. Be you know, like because
my hands
are in my pockets sometimes without that too, you know, with Ellie too, like she's like playing it really cool, like no way this girl's interested in me. And I just thought this scene really worked and it felt real. It was like a real scene. Is this pretty much beat for beat for the game, Joe?
Yeah.
Do you know who you look like? You look like a member of Tenacious D.
God!
I'll
remember.
like Kyle, or like a combination of Kyle and Jack Black or something. Mark A. Houston is drunk and smoked weed. You better fucking do that. My show is way more funny if you do that. So when a show relies on sexual tension, the show sucks. Fair enough that if the best part of the show and the thing I'm talking about, the highlight of the episode, is that tension, that's probably not the only thing, but I do think it is.
That's huge
I do think it works here. That's all I'm saying. I think it works here.
The games are packed with alternate lifestyle identities, right? And like even season 1, like, you know, a show about zombies and action and apocalypse, the best episode arguably
is a one-off about a couple. Yeah, it's one of a
one-off about a couple. The second best being a tie between the first and the last episode.
Yep.
Right? Like, so and then you see here the best, like the most tension of the episode isn't when they go to fight the zombies in the market.
It's the sexual tension. Yeah,
it's the tension on here. It's not the tension between Joel and the therapist.
But in fairness, just like in theater, when being in theater school and you're in acting, like they tell you that when you kiss on stage, it's like you're not cheating, but like you're creating a moment of intimacy and tension in that moment that kind of gets the crowd into it. So it is something to rely on in the bag of just acting type situations. Sorry. Anyways, so I get what they are saying. So Ellie's blah 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 blah. They end up kissing. So we get a look out Ellie's walking around and Joel's playing guitar in the porch. Oh yeah, okay. So sorry. So they're making out and they're kissing, and then some dude, like, is that Chuck Bass's dad from Gossip Girl fans? Was that Chuck Bass's dad? I don't know if there's any Gossip Girl fans watching this or watching this later or watching this 5 years later, as this video probably will stay up like some other things won't be up in 5 years because I'm getting older. No, I'm kidding. But what I'm saying here is, I don't know if it was Chuck Bass's dad, but it might have been. He stops them and goes, "Hey, this is a family event, no making out." And then they're like, "Okay, sorry." And he's like, "Yeah, you D words, what the hell?" And then Joel like shows up out of nowhere, punches them in the fucking face and goes, "Fuck that, you girls dance." And Ellie acts like a dickbag. Like, I get it. But Ellie's like, I don't need your help. And in fairness, Ellie was about to do the same fucking thing. She was like, they paused in that moment, and for whatever it's worth, she was about to hit him. Yeah, she didn't need his help to hit him in that second. She could have done it. But okay, Joel does it for. What's the shame? I could hit somebody. If you did it for me, Joe, I would thank you. I wouldn't say that was my punch. You know, like, as long as that dude got punched, one way or another, that dude needed to get hit. Like, so that's the important part. I get maybe why she was a little upset because of the other stuff, but I don't think Joel did anything wrong in that moment. He was just defending his daughter and his friend.
Do you want to let the men take care of this for us, Dina?
Fair, but that's not kind of my point. It's just
but
whoever.
No, she makes that point earlier at the market.
Fair. I mean, that's fair. I guess that's a fair point. It's a fair point. Ellie could have handled it herself. She would have kicked that dude's ass anyway. So, no, that's a fair point. Fair point, Joe. I just think it was more of a reason. If she wasn't pissed at him in general, she wouldn't have had as much of a problem with it. I think, did I lose Joe? I did lose Joe. He's back.
You did. I'm back. I hit my phone is.
I
had to plug it in, and
it screwed me. It screwed me up for a second because I could see my the background of my house here. But Phil, she's 19 and tired of being babied. She wasn't really upset with Joel. I don't think I think she's upset with Joel with different things. I don't think she was specifically upset.
It wasn't about him helping her there. It was about
the culmination of everything.
The help he gave in Salt Lake.
Fair. No, very, very fair, Joe. Like, you make some great points that alter my perspective a little bit. So, we see Ellie's walking around a little drunk on her way home. So I forgot to mention. No, we talked about all that. So she's walking home and she sees Joel on the porch playing a little guitar, and she ignores him and she walks off. Meanie. So we see more happy people, and we see. This is the end of our episode. Okay. We see more happy people. We see fireworks flying. We see a happy day. Happy New Year's Eve as we flash into the mountains, Joe. And we see a bunch of people approaching in the snow. And it's Abby and her buddies. And just to be fair, because I didn't know if this was something they were going to do, like a Robert De Niro, like body transformation or a Christian Bale sort of thing. I didn't know if they were going to show Abby early in the episode very small, and then after the actress worked out and built up muscle, or they did some shit with computers to make her look a little bigger, that we'd see her later and she'd look bigger. But again,
I don't think they're going to alter her at all.
They didn't. And to be fair, and again, I don't want to dwell too much on this because really it's going to come down to performance. But so far the performance hasn't pushed it for me yet. But we haven't seen enough of her to make a decision. But again, they focus on the fact that I almost feel like the showrunner is trolling the audience because they focus on the fact that Abby is smaller than Ellie. Like, her arm, like the thin arm, they show the arm again, and the arm looks thin. Like, you could wrap your, like, I shook Andre the Giant's hand once in the Orlando airport. I met him and King Haku and a couple of other wrestlers in the airport, Joe. And I shook Andre the Giant's hand, and his hand wrapped around me a couple times. You know, yeah. like it was so huge. And I feel like with Ellie that we've seen with Abby, what we've seen so far is her sorry, I gotta get over here until Joe settles in. I feel like we've seen made it a point to show her how thin she is. She looks tinier than Ellie, and I don't, without talking too many spoilers, Joe, isn't it an issue if Abby is less big than Ellie?
Yeah, what's the point of showing her beating up a fucking giant man in the beginning if her big bad is tiny like her?
Yeah, they're the same. They're a fair fight, and I don't think they should be. But that's beside the point. That's the end of our episode, Joe. Joe, let's start making our rankings here at the end of these episodes. Out of 10 side buttholes here, what do you give this? 1 out of 10.
7. It
7.
had the nostalgia of video game scenes for me. Acting was good. Cinematography was fine. The tropes ruin it for me. It's average. It was an average television show episode.
Are you happy if for the rest of this season it's average?
See,
are you just happy if this isn't bad? If we don't get more Shauna episodes, 2.5 Men episodes, like if this is just a good, like an okay season, a good representation of the story you like, are you going to be okay with this? Or
yeah, I am, but I don't want to say I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be disappointed if it doesn't meet or exceed my feeling during the video games. Now, if you're talking about if they bring this past the season 3 and past the 2 video games and they expand the story in the world,
no, for right now,
season fair game. And
for right now, seasons 2 and season 3 are going to be Last of Us Part 2, Game 2.
Yep. So, as long as they don't really if they take their, I want to say I don't think I'm going to be happy. Not happy.
No,
right?
I'm with you.
Like that was awesome. I'm going to binge that again as soon as it's done. That's happy, right?
Have you gone back and watched season 1 since season 1 aired? Besides right now, did you go back after the season ended? Were you excited enough to go back and watch it?
So I watched it 3 times while it was airing. I watched it once for us in our show, once with one of my patients in work, and I think maybe once on my own too.
Now, Joe, that's our episode. We're going to go into the live chat and take some live chats, and we're going to talk off subject too. Feel free to push us in any directions. We're going to stay on The Last of Us, but if anyone asks any other questions, feel free. And now's the time to call.
I got to go wish Katie Crow a happy birthday. I'll be back in a second.
Okay, absolutely. Joe's going to walk away and wish Katie a happy birthday in a minute here, and everyone make sure you wish Katie a happy birthday. But you can call in if you want, 781-990-8509. Have a question or comment for Joe and I, throw it on in the chat or call on in. You can also text that number if I missed your chat at some point tonight. And again, thank you so much for telling us about the silent audio. We would have done that whole show silently if it wasn't for you guys in the live chat. So let's get in the live chat. So why male models fail? I should call so I can increase my infusion of negativity. I mean, of course. I mean, this is the negativity. This is the place for negativity. Third game is not out yet. Third game is probably coming at some point. Happy birthday to Katie Crow. This won't be better than the video game, says Killbugger. Yeah, Killbugger said that.
And that's just it. It won't be better than the video game. So I'm already feeling like I'm looking at something that I know isn't going to be as good as the video game, especially after watching season 1.
Now,
so as long as they don't really fuck it up.
Yep.
I'm going to probably enjoy it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Of things,
did you enjoy?
My expectations weren't met last season. Now I know what to expect.
Right. So if they just stick to the same level of last year, it will be good enough for you to not be so disappointed because it's what you expect. It's as long as they don't reach the next level of hell. The thing that pissed you off so much about The Walking Dead, for instance, is every season they just kept getting worse. It's like when you thought it couldn't get worse, it got worse. If this show doesn't get any worse and it just gives us another version of the first season version of the games. You're just going to be like, okay, this is just what this show is. It's okay. It's, I still got the games. Who cares? It's just a mid, to use a modern term, a mid version of the game story. That's all it is. It's a little mid. It's like it's not bad. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's just somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So we've got about what do we got? It's we've been on. Okay, so we're going to be on about 20 more minutes. So if anyone wants to call in these last 20 minutes, please do. And we might talk about a couple of other things at the end here. Joe will be back with us. I know we don't get Joe too often, but Joe will be with us for the next. How many episodes are there this season? 6 episodes, 7 episodes, 8 episodes? I'm not sure.
Seriously, that's it.
How many can someone?
How do they not do at least 10 episodes?
I'm gonna. There was 9 last season. How many episodes are there? And sorry, I have to season 2 of Last of Us. I want to say it's like 8 or 9 or something. 7 episodes, Joe. 7 episodes. So they're robbing us out of 2 episodes. They had 9 last season, 7 this year. Disappointing.
Extremely.
Like, come on. Only 6 episodes left at this point. Like, I would rather them spend extra time. If you're going to take 3 years to give us a season or 2 years to give us a season, just do all 12 episodes. Okay, so if they're doing 7 episodes, that means they're doing 7 episodes next season too. So it's 14 episodes. Just give us 14 episodes.
Just give us the 14 right now.
That's what I'm saying. Why not wait wouldn't you wait an extra year just for all 14 episodes? Like if they're already going to wait 2 years, 2.5 years for another season. Just give me another 6.
It hasn't been 2.5 years, has it?
Something. No. Look it up. Look, you can't look it up
here. It's only been a year and a half.
I don't know.
I think it came out last January.
Are you sure? When did Last of Us season 1? When did it? Sorry, obviously I can't talk without Googling when did it start? I want to say it was January 2023 or something. When did season 1 of the last HBO show? Was it 2023? March 2023.
Oh wow! So yeah, 2 years.
I believe. January to March 2023. There was the writer's strike and all that stuff too. So there was a big break. And all I'm saying is take another 9 months and give us the other fucking 7 episodes. Same thing happened with fucking Squid Game. If you're going to wait that long for another season, don't give us a season and have it actually be a half a season. Like, right when it got good, the season ended. And it's like...
And you don't watch it.
Now we get the next season.
10 minutes and turn it off.
The end got a little better, and then they ended it.
I can't... Listen, I've had enough with television where I'm not watching some shit for it to get better 4, 5, 6 hours later.
So, Joe...
Either be good from the start or get the fuck off my television.
So, Joe, I have you here, and we're here for another 13 minutes or 14 minutes here. So, I want to talk to you about Severance. So, you hated Severance Season 2, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
You hated it? You didn't like any part of it?
What was there to like?
I still liked a lot.
Honestly, tell me what.
I liked the way the story worked. I liked the way
the story worked. What fucking story? You know nothing more than you did after episode 1, season 1.
It was a good show.
0, zilch. You know absolutely nothing more. You have a few more questions and a few more, whoa, that was freaky weird, dude. But you know nothing more. There is no story. It's still the same guy trying to still get out. Oh, the only advancement in the story is there's a faction. This company's been around, and his wife is not dead and has come back. Is out.
No,
That's it.
No.
Like it's taking for.
So
No,
you
I
didn't
don't
care
like
about
it.
the
What else
wife.
do you like
You
about
didn't.
it?
You
The
didn't get
story,
emotion.
please.
Spoiler alerts for season 2
There's no
of.
story here.
Wait. Spoiler alerts for season 2 of Severance. Spoiler alerts for season 2 of Severance. Okay. So you didn't get emotionally involved at all in the wife's storyline and kind of like want her to get out and get invested in caring about her and escaping. And then that last scene where it really kind of builds up that emotional kind of reaction of him getting.
Not until she was
How
not until she herself tried to escape. Otherwise, this is what she wanted.
How about you? You didn't.
Right?
You didn't.
Right? No.
That
Am I
wasn't what
right?
she wanted.
No.
They
Her
kidnapped her.
character, her Audi was like, this is what I want, and went to work as an innie. And then they were like, hey, or we don't know how they proposed to her to be dead to him all of a sudden or whatever. But for some reason, until you know she's trying to escape and get out,
See,
this is her job. This is what she wanted.
See, you
This is her
seem to
life.
like it a little bit more than you think. Like you're
What?
digging into it. You're the way
No, you
you're
have to be
explaining it
specific.
is
I
it's
watched the whole season 2
because it's deep
Because-
and layered.
No, because Katie wanted to finish it.
No, but I'm
Because-
saying the way
because
you
we
just
watched
described
the
what
first
you
4
said.
episodes.
No, keep
What?
keep going. No, see the way you describing it, you're actually describing it like something that's multi-layered and interesting. Like even what
That's
you
not
just
multi-layered. What's multi-layered? That's exactly what it is. She went and got a job. The job was to be an innie. At some point, somewhere, she either decides or they kidnap her, but we don't know. Then we see her still working as an innie. Okay, so maybe she decided to do this. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Hey, what else do you not want to fucking know about this story? Because we got plenty of things to not fucking tell you about this story.
But we
show you.
still got
At
things
least
about
they
the
got
story
that
too.
right. They're
So you
showing us
need
and
so
not
you
just
need
telling us.
answers spoon fed. We got a lot about the story.
No, that's one thing the show gets right is they're showing us, not telling us, but they're not telling us anything with what they're showing us.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
Hey, listen, I understand you like it. A lot of people like it. I get no problem with the acting. I think the actors did a great job. I like the cinematography, but as far it's lost. It's lost all over again. It's the same exact.
But that's what I'm saying.
fucking
You
show.
don't like these kind of shows. Like that.
I
That's
don't
what it comes
li-
down to. You
listen,
don't like mystery
don't
box
edge me,
shows.
dude.
What?
Don't fucking edge me.
I'm.
You're not gonna fucking edge me all night long.
So you want to come
and then
all the
walk
time.
out of my
So you
house
want to
and
come
expect
all
to
the
fucking
time.
be-
So you don't want to
Listen,
build it up at all.
listen.
You don't want to build it up before you come. You just want to come all the time. You don't want any excitement pre-building up. I think they make you come.
No,
They edge
Bill,
you and then they make
They
you come.
did not. Where did you come?
I came at the end
When they ran back in?
when he chose that. Yeah, that was a fun moment.
Oh, so maybe she had chose that too.
Who? Helly?
The wife.
No, the wife didn't choose that. That was
What?
good. It was a
What?
good dramatic moment. It was a human dramatic
come
moment.
on now.
It was a human
No.
No, come on now.
I thought it was foolish. I thought it was dumb and foolish.
Oh, I think you're dumb and foolish.
That's fine.
No, I
That's
don't,
fine.
I don't really think.
I know you don't, but people do. People do. People love that show. I can understand. People like that thing. Lost was great for 5 years for people. For me, it
You
lasted
literally
one
only
season
could
and
deal
one
with
episode.
you literally only deal with the first season of it. Right? Like after one season of Lost, you were kind of out.
One season and one episode.
Yeah.
Season 2, episode 1 is how far I got, and that's what I've done.
So you're basically saying, as John Haymaker
And
said,
that's what I would have done here too, but I was like,
You're
okay, this little girl's creepy. Let's see where this goes. And forgetting for a
that
moment,
didn't go. You
that
didn't
it
like the
wasn't
marching
going to
band.
go
You didn't like the
anywhere.
marching band. Okay, Joe. Respectfully, you dated a girl in your past that was way into Twin Peaks. You don't enjoy at least the Twin Peaks aspect of it all, like the weirdness, the marching band showing up, and all like the surreal, fucking fucked up shit. Like you watch Twin Peaks. You were forced to watch that 1,000 times. There's an aspect of that show that has a little bit of that surreal fucked upness too. It's not just. It's it's not just about that narrative. It's about also.
I didn't really like Twin Peaks either.
Well, you pretended to.
I mean, I didn't really ever pretend to. Twin Peaks was the first thing I had seen like Twin Peaks.
Fair. Fair. I mean, and isn't that worth something that if something's unique in the first of it?
Listen. I don't mind foreplay, Phil, but yes, I do
Need to
want
come.
to come.
And you didn't feel like you came at the end. And
No.
we're talking television coming here. You didn't feel like you came at the end of the season
and part of it is this. Like, I went limp in the middle.
Oh, with like the huffing of the the ether huffing and that kind of shit, like that you can get past ether huffing, could you?
Well, I could no, just like I was out before the ether, before her episode.
See, I really was invested in John Turturro's story, and I enjoyed Dylan's story with the wife that was attracted to the innie and not the out. Like all that human interaction shit is fucking candy to me. Like I love that shit. Like that's worth it to me. Like all that theater interaction, human drama crap is like for me. Like I feel like that kind of shit is like I eat that shit for breakfast. I
didn't find any of it interesting or compelling.
Star says I have to disagree with Joe. Lost was fucking great. Let's get in the chat a little bit. Everything was explained. You know the number. Severance is the best show in a while. Yes, it is. I agree. It's what Shogun and Severance I think are the two best. Speaking of Shogun, Joe, are you nervous at all for Shogun season 2?
Yes.
Me too.
You know what I just watched recently that I thought was actually really fucking good?
Oh, what?
Better than it had any business reason.
Before you say that, too, I know you were out on season 2 of Invincible. Season 3 of Invincible. Get on that shit. Season 3 is fucking great. Great. Fucking great.
Yeah.
Season 3 is really awesome. Really awesome. But anyways, what show you're into?
I just finished watching House of David.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one. Do you know what I just finished watching? Thanks to Tony's suggestion, was Tulsa King. I know it's not like an important.
Tulsa King is fun. I watched that.
It's fucking hilarious. So
it's trash TV, but it's fun.
It's so
good.
Yeah. So
Landman was good too.
And so is the new Matlock with Kathy Bates. It's hilarious.
Watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, it's really well. It's like procedural shitty, but it's like really good procedural shitty TV.
Right. That's the kind of shit you can just like
put on the back. Same with Tulsa King. It's just it's like just shit you put on the background, and it's.
I'm watching Mobland right now too.
Tony suggested that to me. I watched one episode. I liked it. Good cast like Pierce Brosnan and Tom Hardy and stuff like that.
I don't know how good it's gonna end up. If it's gonna end up staying good. Basically, it reminds me of so far.
Did you?
Ray Donovan.
Oh, I actually started to rewatch Ray Donovan recently. Have you watched Shrinking?
Yeah, I watched the first few seasons.
Yeah, I mean it's only 2 seasons so far, but it's good stuff. Silo, people say Silo. I couldn't hook into it, but I know it's good. It just wasn't my thing.
I watched season 1 of Silo, and then read all 3 books: Silo, Dust, or Rust. And,
oh my God, Jackie C. Let me be honest about something. I'm exceptionally poor. That's why I very much appreciate all your super chats. But so the only way I watch on all the apps I watch is thanks to producer Gotti and producer Nick that I sign into all their apps. Because of Netflix's douchebagness, I can't sign into Netflix. So with Netflix, I have to sign up for it every once in a while and catch up on the shows. So I have not seen the new Star Trek episode or the new USS Callister episode of Black Mirror quite yet, because I'm not going to sign up for Netflix again until the final season of Stranger Things comes out, and then I'll watch that and a couple of other things. But I've heard that episode is really, really awesome. I like the first version of it, so I've heard the sequel version of it. Joe, I don't know if we talked about it, but did you watch The Penguin?
Yes.
Great fucking show, dude. Great fucking show.
Colin Farrell. Since Banshees of Inisherin, I have liked everything this guy has come out with. Not everything, but the things I've seen him in. Anyway, I've really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Sugar. I really enjoyed Penguin. Really enjoyed Banshees of Inisherin. That's a movie.
And Joe,
if you like dark comedy, like some sad shit, That's something you should check out. Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, did I mess something up in the chats? People are saying no. No, Jack, you see the last season of the finale. Did you see? Yeah, I haven't seen it quite yet. Penguin was very good. I think it's one of the best shows of last year. I agree. And Christine Milan, whatever her name is, who's one of my favorite actresses working. She played the mother on How I Met Your Mother. She's in that particular episode of Black Mirror. I think she's one of those underrated actresses that's just amazingly talented and really fucking awesome. Joe, I'm not kidding. The new season 3 of Invincible really kind of brings the show back to where you would want it to be if you enjoyed season 1.
Check it out.
Yeah, did you follow From? Have you watched From into season 3?
I watched the first season, but I don't have what is it, MGM?
Yeah, you need it to be added to Amazon or Netflix or TLOU or something to be able to watch the rest of it.
I got 6 or 7 of them already. I'm not buying any more.
Now, Joe, did you watch Stranger Things? Are you a fan of it, or did you watch like all of the seasons, or did you drop off after season 1?
Nope, I haven't dropped off.
I'm going to say something about Stranger Things right now. Season 4 was the best season. The last season to air, the 4th season, the one with I'm not going to spoil too much of it, but they finally got a villain that actually feels like a well fleshed out, interesting villain that I give a shit about. And
drawing a complete blank on season 4 altogether.
Season 4 was just the most recent season. Like, it actually has me really excited for the final season. So I'm.
Season 3, Bob dies, right?
Yes, Bob dies in season. Is it season 2 or season 3?
Season 4, do they go get what's his name back from Russia?
Yes.
Okay.
And it also 11 gets her powers back and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But season 4, it's just
Who was the villain?
Venya. Someone in the live chat say the name. So like I'm blanking on it because I've been drinking. Vecna, I think it is. It's like, but he's the same. Spoiler alert for season 3 of season 4 of Stranger Things. It's the guy that's in the sort of hospital with 11 and like the more powerful guy, and she breaks him out, and then he fucks her over and goes and then Vecna. He's
got powers too,
yeah. He's fucking Vecna or whatever the fuck his name is. He's fucking good. Do you keep up with Yellow Jackets?
No.
Season 2 I know you watched season 1. I'm pretty sure you watched season 1. Oh,
no.
Why do I think you watched season 1? You might like Yellow Jackets. It's pretty good.
I've been told that like 3 times. I just see it and I'm like, I see previews for it. I've zero interest to put it on my television.
Have you watched any of the new Daredevil show on Disney Plus?
No, I refuse to watch. I refuse to watch any more Marvel.
It's different. It's Daredevil.
No, and I'm sorry. But I won't go watch The Punisher either.
Not fairness.
Listen, they Disney up everything they've done. Everything they've done, they've Disneyed up. I'm not falling for it. I'm not giving them any cents or dollars of mine, although I do subscribe to Hulu.
You fucking dickbag. You fucking dickbag. Fuck you. Fuck you, you hypocritical dick ass. Okay, so
hey, Hulu's different though.
Hulu's different. Hulu's different. Oh, fuck you. Hulu's different, my butt.
It's not quite Disney.
Oh, it's not quite Disney. Okay, cool.
The things that are on Hulu do not carry the Disney.
Josh says, you know it's true. Listen to Joe. Listen to Joe. You know it's true. Josh, well, you're right. Listen to what I say is the Daredevil show on Disney Plus is TLOU Daredevil. Like, it's a little like Daredevil. You're almost getting Daredevil, but it is kind of TLOU Daredevil.
I refuse to fall for it. I won't even go watch The Punisher when that comes. Like, I won't do it. I'm not going to fall for it. Listen, I listen to all you fuckers and you're, Endor's different, dude. You got to watch Endor. Endor's the one.
Endor's pretty good.
That is completely different. Oh, dude, man, the Boba Fett shit, man, it's completely different.
No. But Endor is good.
The Yoda one, the little baby Yoda is so much different than all the other.
Endor's good, dude. Shut up.
Every fucking time, it's exactly the fucking same. It's Star Wars for children, not Star Wars for older people, not for like act. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's almost it's fucking Saban's Power Rangers now is what it is.
I mean, I can't argue with you too much on this one. Endor was slow to lean. I liked Endor. I thought Endor was more of an adult show compared to the rest, to be honest with you.
The first episode, I was done. Like,
So-
it was so tropey. It was so just like,
It is Temu Daredevil.
Oh.
It is Temu Daredevil. Like, it in every single way. It's kind of Daredevil, but it's not quite Daredevil. But it's totally Temu Daredevil. Joe, the next show.
well, listening, Josh, I'm with you. All right. I will listen to your summation about it, Josh. He said, don't do
Tony
it. It's trash.
Pajamas. Joe, now you've been out of the song. I guess this is our last thing, and then I'll let you go because I know it's Katie Crow's birthday, and you got to go celebrate with her. Now,
True.
you've been
Happy
out of
wife,
the
happy life.
you've been out of the Song of Ice and Fire world for a while. You have agreed to do recaps with me about Dunk and Egg. Are you at all excited for the Dunk and Egg story? Do you know anything about this story ahead of time? Like, have you read these at all, or are you familiar with these stories?
I read the first Dunk and Egg book. Absolutely.
Cool. So you're excited. Are you excited to talk about and get into Dunk and Egg in a couple months?
Fuck yeah. That's right now. That's the next thing coming out for television that I'm really excited for. There's other seasons of shit coming down the line that I'm excited for too. I'm still into like Slow Horses. Yeah, I'm still into like most of the Apple TV shit.
Apple and this year, I hope you can join me in talking this year with the Vince Gilligan sci-fi show with Kim from Better Call Saul that's coming out this year on Disney Plus. I'm gonna try to get into it, try to recap it, start from the
Disney.
not Disney Plus, Apple Plus.
Okay.
It's Vince Gilligan's new show. It stars Kim from Better Call Saul.
Yeah, definitely get in on that.
It's a sci-fi series. You and I are going to cover it.
I don't know much about it, just from what I've heard.
I don't know anything about it either. It's very vague.
But yeah, the other one you just mentioned,
Dunk and Egg. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking about Dunk and Egg.
I'm not excited about the casting for Duncan so far.
You don't enjoy what you've seen so far?
I envision him.
It's totally
taller.
Temu Daredevil. Sorry. You envision him being. It's people are like that's mean. No, it is. It is. I love Daredevil. I would say if I'm ranking, Joe and I got to do a lot more tier lists and top like Mount Rushmore kind of things. But if I'm making sort of my Mount Rushmore, my tier list of some of my top television shows, Daredevil. All 3 seasons, especially seasons 1 and season 3, are S tier television for me. Amazing. I love, especially really season 3. Like, I love season 1. Season 3 is almost perfect television for me. Punisher, both seasons fucking great. Jessica Jones season 1 is perfect television for me. Season 2 is very good. Luke Cage, both seasons are very good. We won't talk about those other things.
Luke Cage and the
Iron Fist.
I was not happy with either. And
I liked
Avengers is okay.
I liked Luke Cage, but Iron Fist, we shall not talk about that.
Not Avengers. What were they? What were they called?
Defenders.
Defenders, yeah.
But Daredevil Born Again is Temu Wish Daredevil. It's okay. You're not quite getting your addiction, but you're getting some of it. Because you're getting 2 good acting performances by D'Onofrio and Cox, but you're not getting the same level of. There's been a few great episodes and moments, but you're not getting it all the way. But Dunk and Egg, I think could absolutely be something awesome. So Joe, I don't want to keep you too long. Thank you so much for joining me this week. We'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Joe's going to try to join us every week. I think you should be able to join us every week for the season.
Oh, yeah.
But I will be back maybe tomorrow with Tony to talk some Yellow Jackets, but definitely back next Sunday, popping on the pre-show with Tony, and then the after show here with Joe Dirty Locks talking about this shit. Hope you guys can all join us. And if you haven't and you're watching this, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. share the channel with a friend. Join us all goddamn season for this fucking nonsense, Joe. And we'll do this at the end of every episode because we have a lot of random shit to talk about. So we'll talk about,
yeah.
we'll have a little free-form conversation at the end. We will be back next week. Love you guys.
Thank you. Peace.
Peace.